HeyZradio Network.
Listening to the HeyZradio Network. HeyZradio.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to Live with Belle Salisbury. I am her co-host Gina Wedlake, and I'm filling in for Belle tonight. Belle is still on tour. Joining me tonight, hosting with me, will be Kimberly Simon. Welcome back, Kimberly.
Hi, Gina. It's really nice to be here with you.
Oh, it's nice to be here with you.
This week, and with your guest tonight. I'm very excited about tonight.
I'm so excited about tonight. We've got a great guest, Sondra Sneed. Recovering atheist, she says. Recovering atheist.
Godscribe. Yeah.
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 It's going to be fun. I've never met a recovering atheist. Yeah, I'm filling in for Belle Salisbury tonight. My name's Gina Wedlake, always her co-host. But tonight I am hosting along with Kimberly Simon. Welcome back, Kimberly.
Thank you very much. Really nice to be here with you, Gina, and with you, Sondra, and with Belle in the background.
Well, we have a treat tonight, don't we?
Yes, we have a
tonight.
Unexpected treat.
An unexpected treat. Tonight, our guest has decided to give readings to you. And before she does that, though, she's going to give a reading to Belle, to Kimberly, and to myself. But I want to hear what she says to Belle. I'm curious to see what she says to Belle.
Okay. Well, we can start anytime you'd like.
Yeah, did you want to say anything about these readings? Are these
Sure,
this is God speaking through you? This is, how are your readings, would you say, unique from what we're used to?
Right. And I'm not sure how other people do their readings, so I can only tell you that this is not channeling. It's, the Christians would call it probably being filled with the Holy Spirit. But, what is a Holy Spirit but God in God's own? God is Spirit, God is holy. So what I'm doing is simply changing my attention. I don't have to go into trance. I don't have to do any of that. I just turn my attention to that part of my brain that allows my ability to interpret the vibrational signature of the being we call God into words and through my mouth. And it works so fast that it appears as if I'm speaking, that God is speaking through me, but it's just like my mouth is taking dictation. Let's see, what else did I want to say about that? Let's hear what God had to say about that. God says, "There's no other being that is inhabiting my body. This is the being that is God that is speaking, but the speaking is Sondra. The nature of being, that is what God is formless, sightless, and without anything that can work the way that human beings work when they communicate. However, God is contained within every cell of our bodies. God is also contained within every cell of the universe. So God simply makes God's self known by expressing God's self through those who wish to open themselves to the nature of God." Okay, so with that, this is Sondra again. With that, let's start with Belle. Is everybody ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. So, Belle, what God says is, there is no reason to worry about the reason you are ill. The reason you are ill is not only because you've worn yourself down, but it's also because you've opened yourself to so many people who are carrying things that become attached to you. Not only is it this virus that people call a cold, but it is also all of their worries, their fears, and their inconsistencies. If you were dealing only with people who were like Sondra and who are consistently connected to me and the healing power that is God, then you would quickly recover each time you did a reading. Unfortunately, however, most human beings are struggling. They're struggling with not only what they are, but who they are. And as they struggle with what they are and who they are, they create tremendous inconsistencies in their vibrational nature. So you are forced to weed through these inconsistencies and create a great deal of fatigue on your spirit. That said, you are also strengthening an aspect of your spirit, as you well know, because it is this strengthening that you take back to your home life to encase your friends and loved ones in the nature of God that comes through you when you come back home. These are the people who will honestly support you greater than the partial support you get from your fan base. Your fan base is based on need, but the people in your life that support you fully are people who don't need you, but love you just because you are what you are. So what we want you to understand more than anything right now is that your sickness will go away when you return home to the support of the individuals who care about you, no matter if you give them a reading or not. So too will it be a healing environment when you encase yourself in the love and the power and wisdom that we always give you. And we know you will do that. We just want to remind you that the only way to get well is to reincorporate the wholeness that you are. And when that wholeness is reincorporated, the healing begins.
Oh.
I'm hearing a question though, and it sounds like a distant question, like it's not the same being that just spoke. So God says this spirit that is asking the question wants to know if it's okay that you work on a controlled substance that is interfering with someone you are going to be doing a reading for tomorrow. That there is a controlled substance that this individual is on, and the power with which they are exasperating themselves is going to infect you with a very troublesome, ghostly manner. So this is a warning for you, I guess, that the spirit is telling God to tell me that you need to be forewarned and to be foreshielded from an infectious personality, and not a positive infectious personality, but someone who is under the influence of a controlled substance.
Wow.
Wow. And you know what? It makes so much sense with one of the clients I have scheduled tomorrow. I had some concerns about their clarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow. So I gave that advice. I will definitely protect myself.
God, that was so cool to hear a distant whisper that I'm not used to listening to, and then God just helped me to understand what that was. Do you have any questions, Belle?
No, I'm just awestruck.
Well, you talk to God all the time, so I'm sure that whatever questions you have, you just go ahead and ask God. So I feel sort of inadequate to give you anything special, other than, wait a minute, I'm feeling something come through. God says, other than understanding that you are not alone. You know that very clearly, but tomorrow it's very important you evoke that you evoke the warrior path, as well as the soldiers that are standing by your guard.
awesome.
Wow, it's
Now, one question I do have is, my husband in the past year had a heart attack, and I always worry, I'm always concerned about his health and his energy level, especially trying to keep up with me. Do you have any advice for him, any guidance for him?
God says that the reason he had the heart attack is something that you probably won't want to discuss over the air.
Okay.
Is something that we can discuss definitely later. But
Okay.
is he strong enough? Is he strong enough to keep up with you? Absolutely. Will he keep up with you is the question. Because he thinks he's weaker than he is. So if he thinks that he's weak, then he will quickly give up when you need him to keep going. So the most important message from that as a takeaway is that when he expresses his weakness, give him some... You can come back later and ask again for what you'd like his support to be. But when he's expressing weakness, he just needs a little room. And then...
Welcome back to Live with Belle Salisbury. I am Gina Wedlake, hosting with Kimberly Simon. We do apologize for the server freezing up. That does happen sometimes when energy is real strong. We do apologize for that. We're going to go ahead and finish with the show. She's going to give me a reading next, and after that we'll go ahead and give out the number for a lucky few of you to get a reading from Sondra. So welcome back, Sondra.
Thank you.
And thank you, Sondra and God.
Oh, gosh.
That was very touching at all levels.
Good. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, Gina, your turn. So, are we ready? Okay, Gina. So what God wants you to know is that you are giving yourself an enema. Sorry, when words come out like that.
That's okay. Go right ahead. I probably need one.
Little blocked up, is she, God?
No,
that's not what we mean.
Not that kind.
What we mean is that you are giving yourself an enema means that you are encasing yourself in the ways of that forces the waste to be environmentally toxic. So what's really important is that you understand that this reading we gave to Kimberly is a form of enema for you, as well as it is for Kimberly. Because the waste that builds up within you is not only a literal problem in your physiology, but it is also a spiritual problem, because what happens is that when you become in contact with the people who are creating these toxins for you in your body and in your world and environment, is that you have nothing to shield yourself from them. So you continue to build up these toxins. The way we want you to understand what this is going to mean for you is that there are some people in your life you're going to have to let go of.
Yes.
Now, I think you know who they are.
Yes.
But the important thing is that you understand how to do that, because if it were easy, you would have let them go a long time ago.
Yes.
The portion of the vehicle that makes it difficult to let go is the portion that is wrapped up in the consideration you made a long time ago. You made a consideration that caused you to forcibly entangle the individual and the condition that individual is in your life within the construct of how you live your life. So untangling that web is the first thing you have to do. And if you can think about what it takes to untie a knot, you have to pick at it first. And as you pick at it, it starts to loosen.
Yes.
And as it loosens, then you start to see how it became entangled in the first place. You start to see the web that was weaved in the process of this individual becoming a part of your life.
Okay.
And when you start to see that, that's when things get really exciting, because the changes that take place in the process of reinvigorating your line of energy that's being bound up currently is that you, in a sense, start to build new neurological pathways in your heart and in your brain's heart. And what we mean by that is that your heart is actually processed in your brain. Your heart feels, but your brain interprets the feeling.
Okay.
So the heart will start to feel differently. It will no longer get excited by the things that excite you, that entangled this web. It will start to become dulled by the things that knotted this web up. And as you dull those feelings, they become less and less of a draw, like a drug. They become less and less of an entrapment, and they become more and more like something you can ignore.
Okay.
Right now, you think that's impossible. There's no way you could ignore this thing that has entangled you. But we promise you, there will be that day when you wake up and go, oh my God, I did this? I did this to me? How could I do this to me? I'm worth so much more than this.
Yes.
How could I have ever done this?
Okay.
This will be the you that has been waiting for so long, waiting. I feel the energy being pulled back. So that's your message.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Does any of that make sense to you?
Yeah, but can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can this person be deceased?
Yes.
Oh, God. Just give me a minute, guys.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you.
This is Ryan Misha, the host of Ascension Talk Radio, and you are listening to the HeyZradio Network.
Welcome back to Live with Belle Salisbury. Filling in for Belle tonight is myself, Gina Wedlake, and Kimberly Simon, and we have a very special guest tonight. Sondra is on the line giving readings tonight. So if you'd like a reading, there's not much time left, so you better call now. The number's 918-894-5066. Give us a call. And we do have a caller on the line. Hi, caller.
Hello.
Becca.
This is
Okay. Okay. There she is. All right. So would you like me to this is Sondra. Would you like me to get started, Becca?
yes, but first I do want to tell you I'm the one in chat that was talking about reading your book, and it's absolutely wonderful. I'm almost halfway through now, so but I highly recommend it to everyone.
What's your favorite part so far?
Well, the part that really struck me was when you were talking about with God about people leaving your life, and God told you, trying to put it in your words, because you would not have been able to go forward and do what you are doing now if they had stayed in your life.
Wow.
And I think so many people have that problem. They hang on to people that they shouldn't sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. It always felt like when I was single, dating all those years, I was 40 before I married for the first time, and all those years, sometimes men would leave. It felt like that men always left me, and God said that they were actually led away purposely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's cool. That's cool that's part of what comes to mind when I ask that question. So let's just dig right in then, Becca, and see what your personal conversation with God looks like. So let's begin. Okay. So God says that the reason you found this particular passage of a good and useful passage is because you do have someone in your life who is holding you back. But they aren't holding you back in a way that keeps you from your mission or from your purpose or from your passion. What they're holding you back from is knowing what that path is. So, if you want this person to stay in your life, then you simply follow where your path is going and where you need to be and get on that path, and then if they are meant to stay there with you, they will. So, and that is a possibility, but that depends very much on whether or not you grab hold of that path and don't let go. But if you waver in any way, they are going to take control in a way that keeps you from following your path. So what we'd like to do is take a moment to tell you why you were born. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
The reason you were born, Becca, is because you were designed to make sure that each and every person that enters your life understands who and what they are relative to the nature of God that is nature. So you have found, for instance, astrology to be very fascinating because it incorporates with human behavior. But what we want you to do is to go far beyond astrology. We want you to look deep into nature, to start looking deep into the animals, and to start seeing the people in your life as some aspect of these animals, so that they are not only understanding themselves on a human level, but on an animal level. Because it's in the animals that the nature of God is best seen. God is best seen through a peacock, through a lion, through a tiger, through a bear, through an eagle, or a fish. Everything that you see in nature has some aspect of the human genome already written. What we mean is that the human genome was written through the aspect of nature you call the animal world. So you were born to not only understand animal behavior, but also human behavior as it relates to the animal world. Does that make sense to you?
Very much so, because I am very drawn to animals, and they seem to be drawn to me. But I always see certain animals in my friends. I have a friend that is a wolf. I have, I used to date a man that was bear. That's what I always thought of him, as a bear. So it makes perfect sense to me.
So this is your path. And what makes it important for you to understand is that it's going to take a great deal of study on your part in a way you never imagined your life to go. What we mean is you're going to have to go back to school, and you're going to have to study in a way that takes you from some of these people who absorb you. They absorb you so much you can barely break free. So you need to understand how powerful your way of seeing the world is. So powerful, in fact, that you were designed in a way to make this possible. Every formula you learn in school will be a formula that you will use to interpret each individual's behavior. And their behavior from that model will help people to understand why they were born and why they were specifically born into that animal behavior. So it's going to take not only your understanding of animal behavior, but your understanding of human behavior. So these are two disciplines that are probably you're not going to be able to find a field of study that is specific to this. You're going to have to combine different fields of study in order to make this happen for yourself. And in the process of doing that, you're going to get a lot of people really, really interested in what you're doing.
Wow. I'm going to have to ask for guidance, I guess, to find where to get this education, but all I can say is wow.
You will indeed get that guidance. Now that you know, and your knowing is knowing, the guidance will come. It will show up. Every single day, you will start to see more and more where that guidance is going to come from.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're very
I'm standing here shaking.
I feel your excitement. I feel your, giddiness and excitement about it. I would be excited to get that kind of news. Man, that would just, send me into a frenzy of, where do I start? Where do I
For a long time, I've been trying to figure out what my purpose was in life, and I think you've just given it to me.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. How exciting to have a class now. You are so welcome. And, and please understand that this path is yours to take or not take at every moment of the day. Now, of course, we encourage you to take that path every single day. But don't feel as if the world is going to end if on one day you get distracted, or 1 week or a month you get distracted. Always know you will be led back to your path. Always back to that path. And you are working in a realm of eternity. So you have an entire existence to get this right. We just suggest you do it in this lifetime so that you'll get your next assignment for the next lifetime.
Thank you. As you were saying that, I just kept getting a vision of a cattle dog herding a cow back onto the path.
Yeah. Perfect. That's a perfect example of human behavior. Like I'm right now, I'm your cattle dog. That's probably not my animal behavior.
I think there's a few others that are talking to you tonight. There are also some of my cattle dogs too, but I won't mention names.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me. Well, excellent. Any more questions, Becca?
No, I think you filled me with a lot of knowledge right there that I need to start working on there to create more knowledge. I appreciate it. And as I also said, everybody needs to read your book. It's wonderful. You truly are a Godscribe.
Okay, I hate to interrupt, but we have 2 other callers that we better get to because we are running out of time.
Thank you.
All right, bye, Becca.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Becca. We'll have to have her back. That's all there is to it.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. No, we got time. I'm just saying there's not enough time for a great guest like you. I mean, everybody wants you. The phones are still ringing. I'm having to say goodbye.
I meant, oh, darn, I was being facetious, like, you'll have to have me back, darn.
No, we want you to come back. You're like,
I
okay.
know, I was joking.
Are you having fun with us tonight?
Very much. Thank you for letting me help people. Thank you for giving me that platform.
Oh, we love it. 613, you're live on the air.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Erin.
Hi, Erin.
Hi. I'm so honored to be able to come in.
Well, I'm really excited to have you, and I'm excited to get started. So, wait, God says you have a question first. Did you have a question first?
Yes, I would like to know the purpose why I'm here, too.
Okay.
And anything else I'm to hear, of course, but...
All right. So God says that the reason you were born is not for what you have been living your life for. You think that the reason you were born is because you're here to help people and you're here to help heal people. But unfortunately, that's not it. What you're here to do is to help people heal others. You're here to encourage people to experience healing so that they can heal others. You're here to teach healers to heal. So why this is different than what you're already doing is that when you think your little bitty body is supposed to envelop this overwhelming sense of purpose you have, you get a sense of fear as if you'll never be able to get it all done. You feel like you are emptying the ocean with a Dixie cup. What we want you to understand is that it was never your job to do that little bitty thing. It has always been your job to do a bigger thing. You have a far bigger bucket from which to work than you know. This bucket contains already everything you need to make this happen, but you've just not remembered that your job is to teach. You've thought that your job is to heal, but your job is to teach others to heal. Do you understand how this is different?
A bit.
So let me try to explain it a little bit better, but then we want you to ask questions so that we can fully understand where your misinterpretation comes from. So first, what we want you to hear is that the healing that you've already been doing is a symptom of what you are expressing God to be through you. So as you express that nature of God through you as the healer, you are taking it only halfway as to what you are supposed to be doing. The halfway mark is getting the sense through your body of what healing feels like. The other half, however, is to tell others what healing feels like, so that when they get a sense for what's happening in their bodies, in their minds, in their lives, what's changing, what's erupting, I'm sorry, I'm combining like 3 words at once. Exemplifying in their own lives, you will be able to articulate every one of those things. So you're going to be writing a book. You're going to be writing this book in a way that is accessible. It's going to be less esoteric than your colleagues. It's going to be very fundamental, and it's also going to be pretty cut and dry. It's going to be written in a way that nobody's ever described healing before. As a matter of fact, the healing that you're going to be describing to others is going to be so phenomenal that they are going to think they are healers, which is exactly what you are designed to do. Teach the healers to heal. So give us some questions.
Wow. My first thought is, how do I do this? Do I keep doing the reading? Sorry, I don't want to get as much information.
No, go ahead. Ask the question.
Do I continue doing the reading so that I can do this, or how do I do this?
So you are asking a how before you answer the why. So what we'd like you to do is come to an idea in your mind about what we've said so far, and then give us the answer as to why this is important.
Why this is or why my question is important?
No, why this reading that Sondra is giving you now is saying what it's saying.
Well, I want to be doing my purpose, whatever that is, and if this is my way that I'm to do it, I want to know, how do I start doing this? How do I start teaching, or how do I start writing this book?
Okay, so we want you to answer the question, why? Not how, why?
Why? Because I want to fulfill this. I want to...
No, not why, not why you are going to... not why you are going to fulfill the purpose, but why it is important that you understand the distinction between what you're doing now and what it is that Sondra is telling you you are going to be doing. So tell us the answer as to why this distinction is important.
Because I don't understand how I am actually going to be teaching others to heal if I don't know exactly how to do it.
Yes. I'm glad this is being recorded. Okay, so you have just said that you don't know how to teach others. So you have now been given your first assignment. Learn how to teach others blank. So learning how to teach others is in itself a question and answer dialogue with the universe. So you will begin the process there. How do I teach? Then, as you learn the mechanisms of teaching, you will start to look at what you're doing right now and learn how to articulate what you're doing in a way that is a teaching manner. And then everything else will start to slowly fall into place. This isn't something that you're going to do overnight. This is just something where you begin now the path. You now know that your role is to teach. Your role is not to heal. Your role in healing is to learn how to teach others how to heal. Let that go and let that sink in. You will begin on your new path. As it comes, it will come to you. Okay?
Thanks for calling. This was a great show tonight. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and unfortunately...
You're going to be fine. Don't worry.
Okay, folks, I think we're out of time, just about out of time. Do you have? Why don't you go ahead and give out your website and give out your about your book, just how they can purchase your book before we go.
Okay. So you can find my website. It's sondrasneed.com, and that's sondrasneed.com. And if you'll get a free download, but you'll see a little tab that says free download, and you put your email address in there. I won't spam you, I promise. And your name, and I'd love to know how, that you heard me on this show. And you'll get a free download, the 5 principles for quieting your mind and listening to your higher self. You'll get that free as a download. And then my book, What to Do When You're Dead, a Former Atheist Interviews the Source of Infinite Being, is, thank you.
Sondra, you are such a blessing, and I send my love to you and my greatest thanks to what you have done for my listeners tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. I look forward to the next time.
Over to you soon.
Great.